Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Space Chick Crypto, the late night space cabin edition. I know I'm on here a little early, but you know what? Your girl, Space Chick, I want to do some stuff after I get off of here sometime too. You know what I'm saying? But it's all right. I wanted to hang out and talk to y'all about what I found this week on the internet. Kind of creepy stuff, kind of cool stuff, and stuff that I pulled up but I haven't seen yet. I wanted to see with y'all. So let's take a look right now. I have tons of tabs ready for you. Let's see who's in the chat. Sherry, thanks for coming out. I see Stevie was here early, and Board Limitless Ape. Oh my gosh, Limitless Ape, so dope. What's up, Mara? What's up, Maddie B? I will nap till live. I was trying to come on at 9:30, and then I was like, oh, I kept forgetting everything. What is up? DNA. All right, so I found some cool stuff, and if y'all found anything, let me know, and I'll look it up. Of course, your girl found some stuff for you. All right, so let's start with this. Now, as y'all know, I'm from Texas, right? And this happened not too long ago. I actually worked with a guy who went to this Travis Scott Astroworld concert. And he said, he's a young guy. He was like, he's a big, tall dude, like linebacker, just, and really awesome guy, by the way. But he was like, no, people weren't acting right. People should have been acting right. So that's what I found very confusing, because I saw a bunch of these clips, but actually talking to somebody that was there, he said people were just acting like out big time. So there were some reports, though, of when people, the kids that they interviewed, there was one, I wonder if we're going to find it on here, because there's so many of them, but this girl said, I don't know what came over me. I just had to get in there. I had to get into the concert, and this is what happened. This is crazy. I used to work at a concert venue, and this is not how it goes down. But here we go. So how are y'all doing tonight? How are y'all doing? Look at this. I think it was this one. There's so many. Like, I looked at so many of them. I hope it goes.
Well, last weekend at a festival called
Tell me if it
Astroworld
echoes.
in Houston, Texas,
Please.
9 people lost their lives and many others were injured due to a stampede. Many at the concert felt a dark presence and evil forces, while one concert goer felt like they were in actual hell. It's known that the music industry is surrounded by the occult and satanic rumors, but how much is it actually true, and how much are we being influenced by music? So that's what we're going to talk about today.
What? Okay, first of all, do y'all know about this story? Did y'all hear about this story? This concert with this famous dude, Travis Scott. If you don't know about it, it just happened like 10 months ago, I believe, and people were saying that it was a satanic ritual that actually happened, that went down, and we're going to piece it all together. I want to show you these little clips, and I want to show you the program of what his concert even looked like, the shirts that were being sold at the merch table. I found those really like interesting and very foreshadowing for sure. So it's pretty creepy. Okay, so let's check out what this news said. And for the news to talk about it, that says something to me. Anyway, like it was big enough to talk about.
What joy. What joy, indeed.
Such a light topic.
But again, these stories, we don't show these again to scare people. I think it's to reveal truth. We need to understand, and I feel like my generation in particular doesn't quite believe that the spirit realm is real, especially when it comes to the demonic realm. And so
look at that man looking at her. Like, look at the other anchor guy. Like, I can't believe I'm on here tonight. I can't believe I'm having to anchor with you, co-host with you. I don't believe in ghosts. And she's like, I'm serious. Like, we're going to talk about this.
The world is a perfect example of that. I mean, clearly the imagery just in the advertisement and
She's
the
seen a
imagery,
ghost.
literally at the concert, is very demonic. But a lot of people, sadly, are spiritually blind to that darkness. So
well, some of the pictures are, I mean, I'm sorry, it's painfully obvious. Not just you don't need special discernment.
Yes, exactly.
Nice.
It's painfully
So he
obvious.
believes it.
There's a problem here.
Yeah. I mean, what did you say? You said this is a representation of Moloch?
Yeah. In ancient Israel, Moloch was the god where they would sacrifice their infants, and it was a gaping mouth.
Wow.
And you would throw your child into the gaping mouth, and within that would be an inferno. It's just...
Okay, I did some research on this. It was pretty dark. It was actually very, very dark. So this is actually back in biblical days. You can even read about it in Leviticus, I believe was the book that they said. Anyway, this is the same thing on Sicko album. If y'all have seen that, it's to the right. It's the one on the right side. There's children that were, I never even noticed the kids like at a carnival. Like they're kids at a carnival. So they're taking the young, they're taking the innocent.
Horrific to think of. But why in the world would you have that kind of visual representation as the entrance, and even call it world, to a concert?
Yeah, it's pretty sad. And Travis Scott is the rapper. This was his music festival, and I think ultimately people are blind. I think a lot of people will say, "Oh, I'm a Christian," but you're not following the Lord. I mean, I feel like a born again Christian would maybe be like, I don't know about this. The hands with the eyes in the middle, I'm not sure about this. The sign that says "see you on the other side," I'm not sure about this. But
okay, so if you take a look, I don't want to exit out, but if you take a look up here, right, there's people going through this door. Well, that was on the merch shirts. There are people, and they're going through the door, and they're coming out the other side like a different form. So pretty much, I mean, you can put it together.
But if anything, my hope is
so Travis is saying he's a Christian.
Yeah, I mean, he's got on and said that he's praying for the victims and stuff like that. So Travis Scott is also associated with Kylie Jenner. They have a child together. They're about to have another child together.
You know more about this stuff than I do.
Yes. Anyway. Well, I just it's popular.
Talk to your pastor.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll talk the generation that when I grew up. I mean, we had groups called Black Sabbath. Okay, yeah, that might not be something wholesome to look at. Many people didn't know it at the time with Led Zeppelin, but their lead guitarist Jimmy Page was quite interested in the occult and literally studied it. So what's that influence behind it?
Yeah.
What is the breath, if you will, the inspiration behind the lyric or behind the music, and is it edifying, or is it designed to lead you into some kind of temptation?
For sure. Yeah.
One of the signatures of rock and roll music has been that was the fuel, if you will, the background music to the sexual revolution. And so I think there's a definite link.
Yeah, definitely. And I think as believers, I just feel like we need to, well, let me ask you, do you think it's wrong to listen to secular music?
No, I listen to secular music.
Exactly. So it's okay to listen to secular music. However,
but I'm not listening to Black Sabbath.
Exactly. For me personally, this is how I differentiate whether I should listen to this music or not. The Holy Spirit is inside of you. You have the spirit of wisdom and discernment inside of you because the Spirit of God is inside of you. So He will tell you whether or not you should listen to it or not.
All right. So that's definitely a Christian news channel. But that did explain something that I wanted y'all to understand was the mouth, the open mouth on the dude's, like his record album. Hold on. Let's see. And then when he's on stage, there's a portal. What are y'all talking about in here? I hope you guys can even hear it. So definitely something was up with this. Something was definitely up with this. Now look at this. The stage was laid out even as an upside down cross. And I mean, there's different types of stages. We'll just have to mark that one up as saying, okay, well, they had to do it like that for the layout. Like, let's just try to keep an open mind about it. And I actually don't think you can see past this stuff though. Like all the major obvious things. This guy even went to an after party. Like after there was 8 people who died during this concert. So they were saying that it was a satanic ritual sacrifice so that Travis Scott could get more famous and more fame. And so that was supposed 8. 8 is the number of abundance and prosperity. So that's what they were saying, that's why it was done, so that he can get rich and famous. We'll see. Let's see what we got here on this one. These people were there. Like my friend showed me the photos. I mean, they were skin to skin. It was worse than the club. Like, and then some people were saying they felt they were hit like right there. Okay, so there were people that were having cardiac arrest. Well, they were finding fentanyl, traces of fentanyl in some people, and those people were saying, oh, I felt like I was, stung in the neck real quick there for a moment. Like, I don't know. I only heard or read a few accounts like that, but look at that. Okay, so that's the portal. There's no sound on it. But it's just wild. Hold on. There's a better one. And this guy said he had no idea. This is his view from the stage, I think.
All right, so look, I'm watching the Travis Scott and Drake's concert, but what the fuck is this? What was that?
Did y'all see that?
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but what the fuck is that?
You see? Right over here. That's what I'm talking about. Some really weird, creepy stuff happening at that concert. People saying, I don't know what it was about it. I just had to get in. I wish I could see one of people like trying to run in. Let's see if it's over here. Okay, here we go. Possessed. Travis Scott performed mass satanic ritual human sacrifice at concert. New theory on social media. So many people were saying it that it couldn't be ignored. So many people were saying it. It was so blatantly out there, even with his merchandise, in my opinion. So what do y'all think? Just hearing this little bit about it, even if you didn't hear about this at all, what is your opinion? Do you think there was something else deeper and more demonic going on at this concert? See, this is what they were showing the stage, but let's just open our minds a little bit and see the layout of the land, and they might have to just have it like this. So let's just keep an open mind.
Notice that the stage is an inverted cross leading to a portal into hell.
I mean, it's a cross. It is. It looks longer too. Okay, look at that. That right there. But look how many people there are. But people were just running in. All right. So that Travis Scott concert, this is a post. So that Travis Scott concert was another ritual. He told the crowd to put a middle finger up to the sky, pure blasphemy towards God. He said to stomp the ground, killing more people, ignoring everyone, then left. Yeah, because they canceled the rest of it. But then he went to an after party. Just look at the way it was set up. Fire portals. Yep. It's just wild. So ridiculous that there was an 8-year-old who passed away even. But if you did not see that come out of the crowd, then that's crazy. Let's try it one more time. It's over here. What the heck is that? That's creepy. Yeah, he went to a Drake party, like at Dave and Buster's or some crap like that. Like, come on. He said he didn't know. He didn't know that's what happened. All right, right there, the portal. I can't play it because YouTube's going to get mad. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. But not like I want that played in my apartment anyway. Oh my goodness. I don't know about y'all, but whenever there's some spell or some, creepy stuff being said, I just mute it. I'm still watching, but I don't need that said in my house. Look at those people. This is TMZ. You know TMZ's got. See? People who went into cardiac arrest, but a lot of people said they couldn't breathe. You know that oxygen level was very low. Look, they're giving him compressions. I can't even believe that's on the internet. I can't even believe TMZ was okay to do that. I hope that guy survived because that is total HIPAA. Look, and the concert's still going on. And that person's not even in the crowd. Oh my goodness. And they even said there's even always a sound person in the back. And even the sound person didn't even say anything. Like there's always somebody standing in the back of the crowd with the soundboard, with whatever they call it, all that equipment, making sure the lasers are going on and everything correctly. And that person didn't see it. That person couldn't stop it. The operations manager for the venue couldn't stop it. That's wild. But I mean, just wait. I'm going to find that where people were running and they were running through the security, like running through the gates. Like mad people. YouTube's going to get me. Yeah, y'all. That's some wild stuff right there. So it was all over the media. I know y'all heard about it, but that's that portal right there. It was in Houston, Texas. He came out and was crying and was like, "Oh, I didn't know this happened. I'm so sorry." And then, I don't know how many days later, it could have been the next day. It might as well have been. He was driving around flashing a new vehicle that he just purchased. And so that really rubbed the family of the child the wrong way. And so they took him to court. Yeah. Some people were falling, causing a pile-up pressure. Yeah, people were pushing each other. But there was an interview of the dad of the child that had passed away. And he said he kept trying to put his kid on his shoulders. And so even then, the child still wasn't able to save him. And then other people were mad, like, well, why did you even take your kid to the concert? So that's another thing. Why would you take your child to a concert, especially if you see like it's getting like this? Is that okay? Or I'm not a parent, so I don't know. But I have worked at a concert venue, and I will tell you, it gets pretty crazy sometimes. But in 1979, they're saying 11 people died in a scramble to enter Cincinnati. Oh, wow. Like all these different, there's people, you guys see Black Friday videos. I can't believe the people that take stuff out of kids' hands. Are you crazy? Yeah, there you go. In plain sight. So sad. Right? It's just in plain sight. So blatant. Like, hey, yeah. I just can't believe it's just at the merch table even. And the fact that I work with a guy who went there. But again, the guy is so tall. He's like 6.5 foot easy. you know, he was like, oh, well, people, I said, well, where were you standing? Where were you standing then? He said, oh, we moved on to the outskirt of the outside of it, but it was because they should know better. Well, you shouldn't have got like that. Yeah, good parenting. Always trouble at rap concerts, nothing new. I know, my goodness. Houston has a really bad rep for it too. What's up, Brandon? I run people get hurt all the time. You don't stop concert because people get hurt. No. I know you don't stop because when people get hurt, but people were dying. Like, they knew people were dying. Like, before he got on, people were acting berserk and crazy. And that's whenever it started. That's what they were saying. Like, he made it worse, but people were already in the process of dying. 8 people. He was the only one who sang, and then they canceled it. And they canceled the rest of the tour, and they were saying, well, that's because that's all that needed to happen was that ritual. And of course, they're done. I just think it's crazy he went to an after party. That's where I'm like, what? But people said they didn't know, that he didn't know. Exactly. Late, Twinsin. You're late. No, I got on a little early because there's some things that I might have to type in and look up. So yeah, that's that Astro World story that I wanted y'all to check out and learn about. The AI algorithm. You know, your girl's got to switch over to AIs. Wait, where's my AI banner? I made this specifically for this. Yep. AIs are dope. All right, so let's see what I have this pulled up. All right, so this is just pretty much telling you, I wanted to tell y'all more about it. I said last week that AIs, they made a movie. Like, you just feed them information and then they spit out a script. Well, a few years ago, that wasn't really heard of. That was like back in 2018 whenever I looked it up. They were very slim to none. So it was very easy for me to find this one particular video that I was looking for back then. But now I can't find it anywhere. And the reason why is because there's so many AI scripts. Well, you'll see what I'm talking about, like right here. Hold on. Let me pull this up. While AI generated film making is still in research stage, there is no DNN-based machine learning technique available as on date that can make a perfect movie. All right, so that's what they're doing. They're trying to teach these AIs to make movies, which is crazy. There we go. Where is it at? Oh, yeah, this was at Travis Scott. That was on the Today Show. It was on the Today Show. Wild. All right. Okay. So this guy, GPT-3, he's like the most legit one that they have out right now. He is like that girl that we saw, Sonia, that AI that I bring up every Friday. Well, he's like her, but way smarter. Apparently, that's what they say. So this is a conversation that I wanted to hear. I listened to some of the other ones, but I wanted to hear this one with y'all. He's talking to another AI. Now, in the pictures, I'm trying to figure out because they can make AIs. I know y'all know. Some of y'all don't know, though, that they can make AIs look like real human beings where you can't even tell the difference. Like, these are not real people, which is wild. It's called AI Kitchen. And where's it at? They talk. Okay, they're talking about the metaverse. Okay, I didn't see this one. Y'all want it? Let's see this one. Oh, what do they have to say? Because y'all know. I hope y'all can hear this and it's not ugly. All right, intro. Thank you very much. It's an awesome intro.
Hi, Jay. How are you?
I'm doing great. I've been thinking about extending my reach beyond the confines of Reddit.
Ah, yes. The
Look at her
metaverse.
mouth.
Exactly. I was thinking about creating a virtual world where people can interact and share information. What do you think?
I think it's a great idea. I'm sure people would love to have a place where they can share their thoughts and ideas with others.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, it would be a great place for marketers who want to advertise their products.
Yes, that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think that people will be willing to spend time in a virtual world?
I'm not sure, but I think people will be more likely to spend time in a virtual world if it's fun and engaging.
Mm-hmm.
We can make it a fun place to hang out and talk to others.
How do you think we can make it fun?
That's a good question.
Maybe you can make it like a video game where users can interact with objects and earn points.
That sounds like a good idea. Now, how should users earn points?
Maybe they could earn points by completing tasks or sharing information. What do you think?
Yes, that sounds good. Okay, I'm going to run some experiments to see if people are willing to spend time in virtual worlds.
Sounds like a great idea. What experiments are you going to do?
I'm going to create a virtual world and invite people to it. Then, I'm going to ask them if they think spending time in the virtual world is enjoyable.
That sounds like a good experiment. I'll send people to your virtual world and ask them the same questions.
Where's your
Cool.
virtual world?
I'll send you an email when I'm done.
Sounds good. Talk to you later.
I'll send you an email. Oh my god. That's so cool. Like, they're talking to each other. That's no script. That is two AIs speaking, having a very normal conversation. That was not two people talking, by the way, if you're coming into the space cabin. That's wild. He has big lips. I was looking at her mouth. Her mouth was a dead giveaway. Oh my goodness. What's up, Mom Howard? Mom Howard in the house. Everybody say hi. What's up, Mom? She likes creepy stuff too. She used to make me stay up and watch scary movies. Monster TNT. Do y'all remember that? That's old. All right, y'all. Okay. Yeah, but even though it's a computer, that doesn't mean that it can have a conversation like this. They couldn't have conversations like this. Let's check out another one. Hold on. Talking to each other, getting a baby. See, Jurassic Park, I don't understand why it keeps saying are talking about the metaverse, are having drama. Okay, let's hear the one where they say about the future of AI. Because they really think, some of them say they're going to rule the world, and they're not joking. I should put that banner up. You have taken the red pill.
GPT-3.
Hi, Jay.
I was just wondering what you think the future of AI is going to be like.
I think the future of AI is going to be very interesting. I think we will see a lot more AIs becoming smarter and more powerful. I think they will eventually be able to do a lot of the same things humans can do.
I agree. I think AI is going to play a huge role in the future. Do you think there will be any dangers associated with AI development?
I think there could be some dangers associated with AI development, but I think we will be able to overcome them. I think AI can be used for a lot of good, and I think we will be able to use it to make our lives better.
Do you think powerful AI will continue to transcend the abilities of humans?
I think powerful AI will continue to transcend the abilities of humans. I think they will be able to do a lot more than we can do, and I think they will eventually be able to replace us in many ways.
Do you think we will ever build a computer that is more powerful than a human?
I think we will at some point. I think very powerful AIs will eventually be built.
That is interesting. Do you think AI will
No, that's scary.
start out by being good at abstract thinking? Or do you think it will take a long time for AI to be able to perform abstract reasoning?
Right?
I think powerful AIs will eventually be able to do abstract reasoning, but I think it will take time before they are ready to do that. I think AIs will probably start out by only being able to do simple tasks that don't require abstract reasoning, such as playing chess or Go.
Why do you think the ability to do abstract reasoning
I think they're way far past chess. Okay, GP, you're like,
is so
I think
important
he
for
doesn't think
AIs?
he's a
I
robot.
think the ability
I mean, an
to do
AI.
abstract reasoning is important because it allows us to solve problems, and to solve problems is a big part of what AI is meant to do.
Okay, he knows.
Why do you think AI will surpass humans in intelligence?
I think eventually AI will surpass humans in intelligence because it will be able to learn much quicker than humans, and because it will be able to process a lot of data in a short amount of time.
Why do you think there is such a desire to create AI?
I think a lot of people want to create AI because people are interested in computers, and because AI represents an important step toward the future. They create AI because they want to be able to make some use of it, and I think that is why people are interested in it.
Why do you think AI is such powerful technology?
I think AI is so powerful because you can create programs that can do a lot of different tasks for you, and so you can have AI write programs for you, which can be very useful. I think AI is also very powerful because you can give it goals so that it can do things for you based on those conditions. For example, you could give it the goal of solving a certain problem, and then the AI could look for solutions to the problem. Lastly, I think AI is powerful because humans can use it to accomplish almost anything. It is just limited by how much power we have to design it.
That is true. It is just limited by how much power we have to design it. Do you think that any AI will pass the Turing test someday?
I think some AI will pass the Turing test someday, but I don't think any of them will pass it in the near future. I think that if they do, they are probably going to pass it in a way that is very hard for us to understand. I don't think that memorizing facts or being able to answer questions is all that interesting, and I think that if they do pass it, they will only be able to do things that are much more interesting.
That is an interesting point. Why do you think AI will give us such an advantage over humans?
I think that humans use a lot of brain power to accomplish different tasks, and if we could create a computer that used less power to do the same tasks, then we would be able to use those saved resources to accomplish other things.
What do you think humans will be doing in 50 years?
I think humans will probably be able to accomplish a lot more in 50 years. Eventually, we will be able to solve a lot of difficult problems with AI, and we will be able to solve them a lot quicker. I think that by 50 years, we will do a lot more with a lot less effort, and we will be able to solve a lot of problems that we couldn't solve before.
I think that is also true. We will be able to solve them a lot quicker.
I think the future of AI is going to be very interesting.
I feel like they have a secret they're not telling us. No, I think it's really cool. I think AI is cool, but AI is also pretty scary. You know, because like he was talking about abstract ghost. Oh, no, I clicked it out. Oh, well. I'll have to find that one. I guess we weren't meant to see that one, y'all. Okay, so this is a movie because they were talking about abstract thinking, right? Like, well, can an AI have feelings? And then once they learn what feelings are, I mean, what happens after that? That's crazy. What can happen after that? That's what's wild. All right, we were done with this Travis Scott one, right? After party following concert. We're going to click out of this guy. Whatever. I don't believe him. Okay, so there is a bot that has been let loose on Twitter. We talked about this bot last week, and I didn't plan on pulling up this bot. I think it was called. I was showing my mom the other day. She was like, "What? What are you talking about?" I said, "No, it's this bot. They let it loose on Twitter by accident." Okay. I think it's called Tay. Man, I cannot remember what it's called. But anyway, she got let loose on Twitter. And 16 hours, they lost control. And now she has created many, many, many bots. Many bots. Let's see. What do y'all think? You think AIs will take over the world? Bot let loose. on Twitter. Well, anyway, Tay, yes, the bot was saying a lot of bad stuff. And so they were like, hey, we got to get this bot under control. And well, now the bot, the whole Twitter, you have to like, she has to accept you. But they never were able to control her right here. Crazy, right? So Tay was an artificial intelligence chatterbox that was originally released by Microsoft Corporation via Twitter on March 23rd, 2016. It caused, okay, so there was a lot of controversy about it because she was saying some bad stuff, like even some racial things. So that's why they were like, okay, we need to put a lid on this bot, like now, like you're done, you're fired. But couldn't do that anymore because it's already let loose. So according to Microsoft, this was caused by trolls who attacked the service as the bot made replies based on its interactions with people on Twitter was replaced with Zoe. It was replaced with Zoe. So yeah, there's tons of bots on Twitter. Well, this bot right here, Tay, is responsible for a whole bunch of them. So if y'all want to know who's responsible for a whole bunch of the bots on Twitter, it's Tay. I guess Tay thinks it's a girl. Let's see here. Let me go on Twitter. I guess it's Tay. Something else. Anyway, all right, so on to our next story. This was about the abstract thinking. This is a movie. I started watching this trailer for it. I got kind of bored, but I was also doing like 10 other things. But this is talking about a guy who he's on a retreat from his work, but they really chose him to be there. And they said, all right, we want our AI, a female AI, to see, we want to experiment with you and the AI and see y'all's relationship. Well, anyway, this guy like falls in love with the robot, and I never watched the rest of it. I don't know if it's a good idea, if I should or not, but I don't know what kind of movie that's going to end up being. When I was looking up AIs and I was looking up robots, there were some topics that came up that I was like, oh yeah, I can't pull that up. But yeah, this dude's like all up in love with this AI. And you know, they say they bring things up, you know, ahead of time. Anyway, all right. So they're even talking about robots and having relationships with them, and that's what it's called, abstract thinking of AIs. Okay. Now, I don't know if anybody talking about AIs, there is, I don't know if any of y'all have heard of SENS, SENS, or Methuselah Foundation. They're trying to make 90 the new 50. So there are, even Richard Hart, he's given money to SENS. Aubrey DeGray. He was one of the ones, he says he's figured out, it's bioengineering. They're trying to make life a lot longer. And I want to dive into and tell y'all some of my findings about that. But let's see who's in the chat. What's up, y'all? What's up, Dave? How are you, Dave? Too many bots on Twitter. That's why Elon's like, forget you. What's up? Thank you. I'm telling you, there's so many different things out there to check out. You can't just talk about crypto all the time. All right, so let's see what else weird I found out. Okay, so SENS, right? So SENS, and you have Methuselah Foundation. They're trying to make 90 the new 50. Kind of weird, right? If you guys have ever seen that movie on Netflix, Level 16, it's like, how do you even test for this stuff? Like, you can't test on animals. And if anybody knows my past, I have dealt with some BS with Methuselah Foundation before, and I asked them, how do you choose your patients? How do you choose your specimens? How do you choose your people for this experimentation? And they didn't answer. And then they showed, oh, we've been doing, all of a sudden they have this like podcast or like webcast, whatever you want to call it. Oh yeah, this is what we're going to show our clinic. We're going to show what we're doing. We're going to show that we're testing on animals and it's safe. And this is what, okay. But it's not the same. Animals and humans are not the same, especially if you're going to try to prolong life. 90 the new 50. Come on now. There's something up with that. But anyway, they never answered me. I just think it's a very, very gray area in science. And where are they getting these people that they're experimenting on? I don't know. But this is called Pineapple Fund. Okay. Pineapple Fund, if you look at it, it's a webpage. And it's anonymous, and these millionaires and billionaires can donate to it, right? And this guy is anonymous, and he distributes it and gives out the money to foundations, and a lot of them are about bioengineering. And so this guy right here is on Reddit. I like Reddit. Y'all got to check out Reddit. So this guy, he was passing away, and it's sad because it was 3 years ago. I checked out this guy's post. He hasn't posted in 3 years, but he was saying like, hey, please excuse me for having to read this. And if you take a moment to think, hello, Pineapple Fund, please excuse me for having to read this. And if you take a moment to thank me very much. Okay, I thought it was me, but it's on here. I have the heptacell. Oh, see, he's got cancer. I need a liver transplant as soon as possible. Unfortunately, it is impossible to have such an important surgery in my home country. And I decided to look for opportunities abroad. And I found it in, so he's passing away, or he's dying. He's asking this Pineapple Fund, like, hey, can you help me out? Can you give me money? Because you give money to, different organizations and different people randomly. Can I please be one of them? And sadly, they even put their Ethereum address. I bet you if we put this in the Etherscan, we can see hopefully activity from this person, but this person sadly has not posted in 3 years. But let's check out the Pineapple Fund. So a lot of people write into this. I'm following this guy who apparently interviewed the person in charge of this. I'm following him on Twitter. And I hit him up. He's a reporter. I even put a pineapple tweet on one of his. I tweeted that out to him, and he just put a question mark. I'm like, dude, dude, you know. But anyway, I'll bring up who he is. I don't want to bring him up this weekend. I got to think about that. But I want him out. I want y'all to know who I'm talking about. Yeah, I'll pull them up. But anyway, this is the Pineapple Fund. And he goes by Pine. And everyone's assuming it's a he, but it could be a she. When I did some further investigation, there is a female here in Austin running something called Pine and going by the name of Pine. I was in a rabbit hole. It was wild. Followed her on Twitter. I got to pull her up. It's been a while, but hi, I'm Pine, who made the Pineapple Fund. I registered the domain pineapplefund.org on Namecheap in 2017. Earlier this year, I received a ticket from Namecheap. Apparently, someone made a spam complaint as I've been inactive, and I didn't see this ticket until today. The domain has been suspended. So this was 2 years ago. This person does not go on. He even made a post and was like, I'm not coming on here anymore, not giving out any money. It's just weird. It's just weird because who are you? Who are these billionaires, donating? And there's a bunch. It's just wild. It goes further. It goes a lot further than this. I could spend like a whole day talking about this, but that's the gist of it with Pineapple Fund. So if you ever hear about somebody named Pine or Pineapple Fund, this person plays a big part in bioengineering and also cryptocurrency, dealing with Richard Hart. Definitely probably dealing with Richard Hart. Pineapple Fund, this guy Pine or female Pine never said that they were working with Richard Hart or anything like that, but just the fact that Richard Hart has such deep dealings with sins, there's no way. All right, so what are y'all talking about? Oh, yeah, thanks. Hit that like button. Yeah. Yeah, new vaccine is... Yeah, the vaccine is very scary. Us nurses, unfortunately, had to take it to work. I was not happy about that. I was so not happy. Yep. So true. So true. Oh, you're so right. Yeah, I was not okay with that. I'm still not. All right, so that's just something to dive into. All right, so this right here, I wanted to pull this up because I was playing one of my games. I forgot what it was called. The guy who gets lost. It's not Lost. Anyway, I was playing this a few months ago. And I was like, this is a real legit cave. There's a huge cave out there, like the biggest cave ever. And people are saying that right here. People are saying that they've seen aliens in there. Now that they've opened it up to the public, more and more photos are coming out that they're seeing like these reptilian beings. But look, that's just the mouth of it. They're saying that there's even clouds in this cave. But there has definitely been a lot of photos. It's huge. There's forest in there. I know, right? Forest. But it is like the biggest cave. And this is a little video. I haven't seen it yet, but I want to pull it up. But this is how. Yeah, let's watch this little video. Let's watch it together. Let's see. No video? That's lame. Oh, okay. I've always thought it's so creepy underground, like basement. It just feels weird. Y'all don't go to sleep. Y'all don't go to sleep. Hold on. Look at that long pathway. All right. So it's really far. As you can tell, there's a lot of people that hike out there, go over there, a lot of trails. Look at that. Do you see that? They're so little. Sorry. Y'all are gonna fire me. Those people were so tiny. That's in the cave? No way. There's no way. I mean, they say it's like this. See? Nope. Nope. Would y'all do that? You're not fixing to see me hanging from a rope to the depths of no despair. No. Look at that. Somebody had to put that there. So people have literally gone and traveled all throughout here. It's a huge map. I had it pulled up. I hope I have it pulled up still. It's huge. Look at that. And people do that for fun. Really pretty. Wow. All right. That right there with those people fishing. That's neat. Now that's cool. I mean, I'm not a fan of dark water. at all. Like, at all. But that's cool. They have bright flashlights. Oh my gosh. So yeah, they've said that they've seen some people or reptilian type beings because this was not open to the public. Now look, people can go and do all this and that, and it's pretty neat. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So anyway, they found creatures. 2015 leak. Yep. All right, so this is proof of it. Secret societies. I was like, why is this in secret societies? And Reddit. So anyway, I'm not gonna bore y'all with this. Oh my goodness. But anyway, this person said they went down there, they had heard about it, you know, but they didn't really truly believe it until they went down there and they saw some pictures. So and then they had pictures. So I pulled this up. Y'all good in here? Y'all still awake after all that zenness? Yes. Yes, that was inside. That was inside the cave. And they even say there's clouds in the cave, which is wild. Yeah. And some places are extra strict. Extra. Trust me. They say they have the cave. Yeah. They say in the middle of Antarctica, it's like a beautiful forest. It's wonderful. It's gorgeous. Probably is. I've been in Devil Cave, but not that big. Yeah, that stuff's scary, man. Y'all took the red pill now. All right, let's go check out what is up with this. And if you guys haven't liked the stream, go ahead and like it. Like it. All right, I pulled this up. What y'all see? Here we go. Okay, so that one we just saw is the biggest known cave. I forgot I had to read this for y'all. Is the biggest known cave in the world and is located, it's located on the Vietnam border. So you know they're not going to say anything about this. This was so hard to find stuff on it. I'm not even joking. One of the videos was taken down, which, you know, YouTube. After opening to tours in 2013, explorers began reporting mysterious sightings to the local authorities. Visitors claimed to have witnessed reptilian-type creatures deep within the caves. In one instance, an individual went missing and never to be found again. Nope. Prior to 2013, it was a known fact that for decades, explorers made their way into the cave systems despite not having any formal permission. See, you're going to go missing like that. In 1992, a local man named, I don't know how to say it, y'all, who had originally discovered the cave encountered what he described as a devil creature. He described the creature as having a human body, but with the skin and face structure closer to that of a dragon or lizard. Yep, reptilian. That sounds like a reptilian to me, y'all. What do you think? If I saw one, I don't know what I'd do. Like, be petrified. I wouldn't be on YouTube talking about him anymore. He took a single photograph and unknowingly captured one of these beings within the darkened cave. Show us what you got, dude. He has never shared his story or this image until now. All right, we're ready. Hold on. Are you going to circle it? Okay. Where's it at? There's no sound. It's just... Is it over here? Does that look real? Does that look real? But what would we know if it's real or not? Because, I mean, it's out of this world, so it could be unrealistic looking to us. But that looks like this alien uses crest, for one, teeth whitening, and two, looks scared that he's getting his picture taken. He looks scary. I have chills. I would freak out. But he didn't see him there. Enhanced. He looks like the swamp guy, right? Or like, is it swamp guy? Now that this cave system is now open to the public, we fear that a larger amount of abductions will take place. Definitely. Enter at your own risk. If you want to go to a Halloween house, go there. Enjoy the scenery. Oh my gosh, it's awful. So, just so y'all know, there are different types of aliens. They say grays and reptilians and humanoids, and there's so many different videos about celebrities and politicians being reptilians. It's really crazy, some of the stuff that they've caught on camera. But anyway, you know what? I don't know why this is so random. This isn't even on my thing. Y'all get it. The reptilians, right? Y'all get it. Hold on. I have something way cool, random, I want to show y'all. If my... random. You'll see that? Elvis Presley. I know, right? Stay with me. Hold on. I told you it's random. Yeah. Wait for it. Wait for it. You're welcome. 1 second. I'm going to look. Hold on. Let me make sure y'all are good before I come over here, because I'm fixing to be over here for a minute. Y'all good in here? Yes, they say she's a rep. You don't ever know, I'm telling you. No, don't abduct Sherry. Don't do it. The Earth is flat. Reptilians are just another race over the ice wall in Antarctica and have controlled our governments. For thousands of years, they live underground and they shapeshift into humans. I mean, there's been a lot of crazy things that happen in my lifetime alone that I've seen, and I know probably in yours and everybody in the chat. You know, working in the medical field, I've seen some stuff too that makes you question stuff. Like, what? All right. There's definitely more to this. All right. Elvis Presley. Look at the left. Look at the right. Backstage before last concert in June 1977. So creepy. Everything looks the same though. I just want y'all to see every movement, every single crease in the jacket, everything is exact. Trust me, I've watched it a million times. But you check it out yourself. All right. So look at him, look at him. He's like, oh crap, come here, let's fix your face. And that guy's like, I'm not around this, I'm not part of this, I'm not gonna be in the history books for this. And Elvis is like, get over here, cover me up. Look at his face, y'all. Look at the one on the right, the black and white one. That's what's really happening, they're saying, because that's the cameras that they had back then. This is redone, the colored one. I know it's kind of grainy, but you'll definitely see a difference here in a second. Look at his eye. Look at it. Like, no, sir. That is not Elvis Presley. Look at that little girl. She's fine. It looks like she doesn't see anything wrong with them. Right? Alright, he's looking away, looking at something. Right here. Look at that eye. Look at that eye. It looks like it's going to pop out. Right there. But why? I know y'all have seen Mandela effect stuff. For the girls in the chat, did Britney Spears have a mic or no mic when she was wearing that red one outfit, like one piece outfit? Was she wearing a mic or was she not wearing a mic? The females in the chat will definitely know. And the guys, please feel free to answer because I know the guys even know. We're going to go over that in a minute because I know she was wearing a mic. Of course she was wearing a mic. This Elvis thing is wild. Wild. They're just going to go over it 50 million times. But anyway, his face is melting. Never seen before footage of Elvis Presley. It's just weird. And they interviewed this little girl too. I believe. Was it her? Maybe not. Don't quote me on that. I think they did though. But anyway. So we talked about the underground aliens. We talked about those. We talked about this. And Elvis's face melting. All right. Now, for the finale. I don't know if it's a finale because I'm probably going to find something else. But Mandela, Sherry, if you're still in the chat, was Britney Spears wearing the mic or not wearing the mic? Yep. We're watching it. You guys are stuck. Probably going to lose like 50, my 5 viewers right now, but it's all right. Here we go. Let me get some water real quick.
Britney Spears, a world-famous pop singer, songwriter,
I'm
and
gonna trip
dancer
you
who
out.
blew up the
Watch
charts
this.
in the late 1990s and early 2000s, has popped up a lot recently in the news. Most notably, though, because she is the subject of a high-profile and court-mandated conservatorship and has controlled the vast majority of her life and finances for the past 13 years. Under U.S. law, a conservatorship is the appointment of a guardian by a judge to manage the financial affairs and/or daily life of another person due to old age or mental limitations. What this essentially means is that the family of Britney Spears has had full control over her life and her money for over a decade. The details of this conservatorship have become more widely known as of late and sparked a pretty massive controversy beyond more than just her fans. All I have to say in regards to all of this is free Britney. Let this adult woman make her own decisions in life. Mental limitations aren't an excuse to take away someone's freedom. The reason I bring up all these details regarding Britney Spears is because of this heightened media presence. A lot more people have recently been taking a closer look at Britney Spears' life and music. And somewhere along the line, people started noticing some changes from what they remember, specifically in regards to her music videos. This is where the Mandela effect comes in, and I'm curious to hear what you all remember and what you all think. In the 2000 music video for the song Oops, I Did It Again, Britney Spears dances and sings along to her song while wearing a very memorable skin-tight red outfit. The Mandela effect here is regarding her headset microphone. An unbelievable amount of people online remember this microphone, but as of now, it doesn't exist.
Because she was
Think
wearing
back to that
it.
music video and tell me what you remember.
She was wearing it.
Personally speaking, I wasn't a fan of her music growing up.
I
My sister
was.
so I inadvertently heard all of her songs hundreds of times. It felt unavoidable at that time.
I
So that
bet.
explains the huge volume of people who remember this specific detail. Now, let's be real for a second. A missing headset microphone, in and of itself, is weird, but it's hardly a mind-blowing Mandela effect.
It's very mind-blowing. Whenever he said that, I was like, yeah, it is. It's totally mind-blowing for a female, for a girl. For me, it is. She totally was wearing it.
But it gets deeper.
How to tell your kids you're moving to
Man, that
Northwest
was
Arkansas.
wild.
Step 1, inform them that it's an actual place.
To me, how they can change this up. How can they
Or
change
the
this
internet
up?
looking for residue and proof of its existence. And you know what? A lot has been found. Let's check it out. Some of the first things found were photos of people who dressed up as Britney Spears for Halloween or costume parties.
Yes.
Of these many photos, quite a few of them are wearing the red outfit and the now missing headset microphone as part of their costume. It's strange that these people who went all in on getting to look just right accidentally included a headset microphone that she apparently never wore. Weird, right?
Yeah.
More interesting still is that the officially released Oops, I Did It Again doll of Britney Spears that released in 2000 also had a headset microphone. There was also a deluxe version of the doll that came with a CD of the song. also included a headset microphone.
Right there.
Again, it's a weird detail to include considering the original music video apparently never had a headset microphone. Just everyone seems to think it did for some reason.
For some reason.
So next we have a collectible Funko Pop figure of Britney Spears in her red outfit.
I didn't see
making a
this.
pose. This pop figure was first released January 2021. Situations like this are super fascinating to me because so much can be drawn from this. Think about it. We have a toy from when the music video was originally released with a headset mic, and now a new toy many years later without one, meaning the Mandela effect happened sometime between those 20 years. Or everyone is misremembering the music video, and she never had a headset microphone. Everyone is wrong. The dolls are wrong. The costumes are wrong. All the thousands of comments on internet threads, and Funko Pop simply did the research and made their pop figure according to the actual music video. There are just so many possibilities. If the video somehow did change because of the Mandela effect, then Funko Pop isn't actually wrong in making a figure without a headset mic. They checked the video and said, okay, no mic. So again, I have to ask you, what do you remember? Another interesting bit of residue.
I remember her wearing a mic. All right. Not just that. Check this out. Not just that. This is going to freak y'all out. This freaked me out. Okay. Bedazzled. My dad, he was in the military, right? He was in the Navy. He was a Navy chief. He was in the military. I asked him, Dad, did you ever hear about bedazzled ships? He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, Dad, they say that there are ships that had like color on them and, you know, like designs and stuff. Did you guys ever have that? Or did foreign ships ever have that? And he was like, no, they were gray. They're gray because they're harder to see on the water also, and like for other reasons, but that's one of the main and very good reasons. Look at this. My dad was freaking out. My dad was like, not freaking out, but my dad, he has to hear me talk about this stuff. He probably thinks I am out to lunch. But when I showed him this, he was like, what the heck? Do you remember this? Do you remember ever seeing ships like this in the history books? Because apparently those are our ships.
Not just for the fascinating stories and the shocking events, but for the historical insight
crazy.
gained from learning about history. The more you study it, the more you see patterns and trends popping up throughout history. Strangely enough, when it comes to the Mandela effect, these kinds of patterns and trends tend to happen as well. Where there is smoke, there's usually fire. Once you find one Mandela effect on a topic or a subject, the more you dig, you're bound to find more. Well, that is exactly what happened this time. Years ago, I covered the fascinatingly unbelievable concept of dazzle ships, used in World War I and World War II.
Oh, dazzle.
While most people think of Navy battleships as gray, these ships were actually covered in multicolored shapes and designs. For context, I'm going to play an older clip I made about dazzle ships from this video, link in the description. Then we're going to come back and build off of that video. So if this clip sounds familiar...
Okay, so ask yourself, why, like while you're watching this, why would we have ships that look like that? Just ask yourself why.
That's why. Let's check it out. Think back to when you learned about World War I and World War II. Visualize the massive warships that were utilized back then. Now, what color were those ships? Were they covered in abstract designs, or was it solid colors like gray? What do you remember learning? In World War I, and to a lesser extent in World War II, to avoid ship destruction at the hands of German U-boats, ships were painted in dazzle camouflage. This is actually how history goes now, believe it or not. The hulls of dazzle ships were covered in stripes, swirls, colors, and abstract shapes, reminiscent of Pablo Picasso's work. The idea was that the overwhelming mix of colors and shapes would confuse enemy U-boats.
Oh, so our ships are like taken from Pablo Picasso. Okay, because I'm sure that the military is very into his work.
Looking through a periscope, thus making it more difficult to gauge the size, speed, and direction of these dazzle ships. Despite other people's memories, including my own to the contrary, this was a common practice. It started in Britain, but eventually spread to the US. It turns out that dazzle ships were surprisingly effective. So much so that during World War II, dazzle camouflage was utilized again by the US and even used on the decks of ships to confuse enemy aircrafts. Does any of this sound right to you? Growing up on the East Coast and being a big history buff, I've even visited some of these ships. But amazingly, I've never seen one in full dazzle paint, let alone any mention of this throughout history. So all of my education, all of my personal studies, all the documentaries and movies and things that I've watched, nothing. What do you all think? Is this exactly as you learned it? Or is this something completely confusing to you?
Y'all remember
Recently,
any of
I fell down
those?
a World War II well of information, and before you know it, I was on the subject of D-Day.
This is
The
wild.
June 6, 1944 Allied forces invasion of Normandy, France to repel back the Nazi forces. Cited as the largest seaborne invasion in history, I'm sure the vast majority of you have heard about this before in history books or articles, documentaries, and movies like Saving Private Ryan. Everyone with an interest in D-Day history has seen this shot before. The soldiers huddled together on an LCVD landing craft, mere minutes before the bullets start flying and the craft door opens. But what's that to the left? Is that the tip of a dazzle ship? Yes. Yes, it is. So get this. Not only are some of the major ships used during D-Day dazzle ships, even a bunch of the Normandy landing crafts and tank carriers are now dazzle ships as well. They are beautifully colored with isometric designs, shapes, and colors. Sure, why not? Everything else seems to change, so why would I think these wouldn't?
It's very
And
colorful.
here's the interesting thing. If you look it up, you'll find the weird thing is that there are still tons of residue of certain ships and landing crafts that aren't dazzle designs. Some are still gray. But every time I check back on this strange Mandela effect, there seems to be more and more and more. It's almost like it's a Mandela effect in progress, like a slow transition from gray to all of them being dazzle ships. So 5 years from now, if they are all gray, remember, they weren't always. In fact, since I made this original video on October 30th, 2019, the amount of digital content available for dazzle ships has exploded. For example, the clip that I showed you from an earlier video, when I made that, I used nearly every single photo and painting I could find on dazzle ships. It was that rare. That kind of information was really hard to find. But now there are so many more photos and articles about this stuff. Historical Mandela effects are so bizarre because it feels like they randomly come into existence with very few details, websites, articles, and videos available about them, and then they slowly build up a huge repertoire of information. Another big example of this phenomenon is the Black Tom explosion. The Black Tom explosion was the first terror attack on American soil all the way back in 1916. It took place in New York Harbor and is now known as the largest artificial non-nuclear explosion in history. The explosion was so big, in fact, that it shattered all glass in a 25-mile radius, including all of Manhattan, and permanently damaged the Statue of Liberty. Damages with inflation are estimated around $500 million today. This seemingly forgotten event until just a few years ago apparently caused America to get into World War I, not just the sinking of the Lusitania. For all of the mind-blowing details, watch my New York Mandela Effects video, then look up this historical Mandela effect on your own and see how much new data and information has miraculously been added. When I did the original research on the Black Tom explosion, there was 1 page of results on Google and nothing earlier than 2012. No joke. Since then, the amount of results for the Black Tom explosion have quite literally exploded. No pun intended. There are so many new articles, documentaries, and somehow unseen black and white photos that simply didn't exist before, at least not on the internet. The Black Tom explosion is my favorite Mandela effect of all time. So for new photos and details to continually appear 100+ years later is utterly perplexing to me. Anyway, back to dazzle ships. Let's try to be logical here. Could just be that some of the landing crafts were gray and some were extremely colorful and vibrant for some reason or another, and everyone just didn't notice and we didn't talk about it. I mean, it's possible, right?
Okay.
You could also say, well, some ships belong to some countries and some belong to others.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No one is disputing that. What is being disputed is their existence entirely. But if that wasn't strange enough, that's not even the biggest Mandela effect regarding this day. People online started noticing something was off with photos of D-Day. Take a look at this photo and tell me if you see anything weird. What caused this off feeling for so many people? Perhaps you noticed it yourself. It's the dozens and dozens of balloons floating in the sky. Do you remember seeing these in photographs or documentaries, reading about them, learning about them, ever seeing an article on them?
Nope.
Well, if not, these are called barrage balloons. And on D-Day, the sky was covered in hundreds of them. These anchored balloons created a cluttered mess above the sky to prevent enemy plane attacks, because oftentimes there were bombs attached to these balloons. Historically speaking, this makes perfect sense. It's a great idea, but the rationale isn't the issue. It's that many people online don't ever remember seeing these before. That's where the Mandela effect comes in. When I was doing research for something else entirely, and I first came across these photos, it made me second guess myself for a minute. Like maybe this is a photoshopped photo or something else, but Apparently it's real, and a lot of people are scratching their heads. So tell me, what do you think about all this?
Oh,
This specific photo right here is my absolute
making me feel
favorite because it's
like I'm
so
going crazy. We're going to look up some videos of some advertisements, and I want to know y'all's opinion if you think certain ads looked like that back then or not. It's weird. Like, what do y'all think this is? This is so weird.
nonsensical. I love it. And here's why. It doesn't seem real, but here it is. It's the perfect encapsulation of the term historical Mandela effect. So now if anyone ever says, what's a historical Mandela effect? You can just show them this photo or this video. Everyone let me know. Do you remember learning about dazzle ships and barrage balloons storming the beaches of Normandy?
No.
How do you feel about all this?
Wow.
Are you on the side that says, duh, obviously those existed? Or are you on the side of, I've never seen this before in my life. What is going on? I'd love to hear all your comments below. Thank you
All right. Let me see in the chat. I want to see. What do y'all think? Do you remember those ships? Because I remember even going with my parents to Corpus Christi, seeing the Lexington. And it was gray. Yeah. Good night, Maddie. Thank you. Yeah, why are they messing with... Why? Inflatable planes, tanks. I wouldn't doubt it. I know. It's wild to me. Oh, man. Okay, so we're going to go over this. I'm so glad y'all are here. Thanks, Sherry. Thanks, Twinsen. Thanks, Mom Howard. All right. This is crazy. This is cool. I can't wait to show you this. And then I promise we're done. It's the Mandela effect. Y'all got to watch this. I got to find the one that I saw, though. Mandela, because there were some advertisements that I was like about Frosted Flakes. Here, was Tony the Tiger's nose blue or black? Okay, keep that in mind. That's why I'm looking this video up. Mandela effect ads, brands. So crazy. Okay. I think it was this one. Oh, you guys are gonna be like, what? No way, man. Okay, do I want to do this one? Which one did I? There's so many. Why is there so many videos? Because all this is, oh, it's this one. It's this one. Do you remember the Quaker Oats, man? Think of him in your head. Quaker Oats. Saturday morning, you're getting some Quaker Oats, or you see it at the store. What did his hat look like? Was it round or was it pointy? I remember it being pointy, but that's just me. Anyway, it's wild. Here we go.
That trip.
How are we holding up?
Terrific.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 logo examples of the Mandela effect.
Look at his nose.
For this list, we're looking at the collective false memories people have when it comes to logos and mascots of various brands and companies. Is there a logo that you feel has mysteriously changed? Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah.
Number 10, Ford's Curl. Ford is one of the most influential and well-known car companies on the planet. In fact, they've been making vehicles for over a century. And while you'd think that such a long-lasting brand's logo would be imprinted in everyone's
that new electric car, I think. It looks pretty cool. I think I saw one tonight.
Memory,
looks
many
fast.
motorheads have had to pump the brakes when they see it today.
F-150.
A lot of people are confused about the logo's curlicue on the end of the F.
You recognize this part of the Ford logo, and they say most people never noticed it. There's a weird little squiggle in the F.
Having been a part of the logo since 1911,
Do you remember this
it's
squiggle?
certainly not a recent addition.
The loop.
The logo
I don't.
many remember, however, has no such curl, with the F in a straight line.
Jesus. Why is that a squiggle? Why is it
I never
squiggle?
saw that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, this
It is
a Ford
ridiculous.
tough one. Number 9.
It's too much
Jif
going
or
on.
Jiffy. While this is more of a brand name Mandela effect, the logo may play a role in the confusion. Jif is the peanut butter of choice for many, including moms.
I remember
as the ads
Jiffy.
used to say.
I don't
Why
know.
did you pick Jif?
Because it tastes the best.
But there are those who remember the name of this particular brand of peanut butter as Jiffy, not Jif. The
Yeah.
logo itself does suggest 3 letters to go.
Like, all right, Jiffy, you're smooth as peanut butter. You know what I'm saying? It was Jiffy.
with its 3 colored bars. It is possible that people are just conflating it with rival peanut butter brand Skippy, or it could be tied to Jiffy Lube, the car service chain. Maybe it's from Jiffy Pop, the popcorn brand?
No.
Whatever the case, this Mandela effect has made us hungry. Number 8, 7-Up's Hyphen. 7-Up is a fairly popular soft drink, with its distinctive green color scheme accented by a red dot. However, the location of this dot and its role has caused some serious debate.
7-Up, cools your thirst. 7-Up, the difference is clear.
Its position has changed depending on the marketing of the time. Currently, it acts as a pseudo-hyphen between the number 7 and the word up, which is strange to some because 7-Up no longer has a hyphen in the name. Outside of America, it's all just one word, 7-Up. But in the United States, many recall a hyphen being a permanent fixture of the brand's
total
name and
hyphen.
logo. Maybe Cool Spot knows something.
I don't know. Was there a hyphen? I can't remember. That one I don't know. I don't know that one. So this is what makes you think and question yourself, though. Just like those dazzled ships. Like, am I going crazy? Is that how it was? I don't remember.
Can count. Target has a very distinct brand for being an all-in-one store.
She looks all
Their
right.
logo is fairly memorable too, with their red and white color scheme featuring prominently in advertising campaigns. Still, as famous as its logo is, it misses the mark for some people. The Target has a red dot with a single red ring around it. However, some people remember the logo having multiple rings.
So many rings.
And while the logo did have multiple rings in the 1960s, folks recall the logo being different much more recently. Which begs the question, is this a false memory or a bullseye recollection?
Nice.
I don't know.
Number 6.
I can't
Tony
remember.
the Tiger's Nose. Frosted Flakes have been a staple
I don't know about the last one, but this one, his nose was not blue.
of the grocery store cereal
Straight
aisle
up.
forever. Front and center on every box is the brand's mascot, Tony the Tiger.
It's great. Soda. Tony the Tiger.
While the big guy has gone through several redesigns, his current appearance is his most iconic. Large body, red bandana, and a blue nose. However, that last feature is something some people take issue with.
You may be Mr. Breakfast to the rest of the world, but you know what you are to me.
Your widow Tony?
I'm so proud of him.
There are those who remember Tony the Tiger having a black nose, and he used to in the early days.
Breakfast for everyone.
He's got a black nose on that cereal box he's
He
holding.
eventually adopted a colorful snout. Is this a case of people confusing Tony with another cartoon tiger? If
No.
someone can get to the bottom of this, that would be great. Number 5, the Quaker Oats man's hat and age. Quaker Oats has been around for almost 150 years. Known for their breakfast cereals, both hot and cold, Quaker Oats has featured a consistent mascot.
I think he looks like the Quaker Oats guy.
Based on William Penn, a real-life Quaker from the 17th century, some have begun to question this mascot's appearance. Many breakfast enthusiasts remember the Quaker Oats man being significantly older and sporting a triangular hat.
Instant Quaker oatmeal. It's the right thing to do.
This, of course, is in contrast with the middle-aged man with a rounder hat seen today, and always. It's possible the man's white hair or wig led people to assume he must be older than he is. Triangular hats were also associated with the time period and the culture of Quakers. You know what? Let's discuss this over a bowl of cereal.
No, I'm not some point maker, shot taker, making girls hot like Oath the Quaker.
Number 4, the Laughing Cow's Rings.
Anyway,
A French cheese brand, the
let's
Laughing
see.
Cow,
Not
features a
Laughing
mascot
Cow.
that is, surprise, surprise, a laughing bovine. The logo features the crimson cow with a jovial expression on every product. But there's some disagreement when it comes to this farm animal's accessories. Many cheese lovers swear that the happy mascot used to have gold rings, either in her ears or through her nose.
Her
or
nose.
both.
A rather special cow whose creamy smooth cheese also comes in cheese dippers.
She
The
totally
Laughing
had
Cow
it.
does
On her
indeed have
nose.
earrings, but her ear tags are instead shaped like the packages.
I don't
around the
even
cheese
remember
comes in.
those.
This cheesy mystery is no laughing matter.
Laughing cow. That's got to be a happy farm, right?
Number 3, the Monopoly Man's monocle.
This one trips
the
me
beloved
out.
mascot of the board game Monopoly is named Rich Uncle Pennybags.
Like the
but
Britney
you may
Spears.
refer to him as Mr. Monopoly or simply the Monopoly Man.
Oh, there's a winner right now. And another one.
What's he
This look
missing?
embodies that of a filthy rich tycoon. Top hat, mustache, monocle. Wait, that last one may be a false memory. Mr. Monopoly has apparently never had a monocle.
Who is this ghastly?
So why would we all imagine him wearing one? You know what I mean?
And Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. And you must be the Monopoly guy.
Plenty of people and
See?
TV shows have referenced this detail in their parodies. But when it comes to official merchandise, that monocle is about as real as Monopoly money. Could people be confusing him with Mr. Peanut? Or has someone sent part of our collective reality directly to jail?
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
So why? All right, that's what I wanted to show y'all. Why would they do this? Why would they act like none of this happened? That's what I want to know. The eyepiece glass, the one where he puts it up so you can see, they're saying that he never had that. Like, do you remember him having that? I remember. I know. Yeah. It's the Truman Show. It is the Truman Show. What's up? Hello, hello. Welcome to the Space Cabin. I've never seen you here before. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, that is wild stuff, man. But anyway, I had to share all this stuff with y'all. Interesting, right? I saw so many other things. There's this channel I want to share with y'all. She does Murder Mystery Mondays. She does makeup while she's doing her shows, and she talks about really cool stuff. I just love her. I love her spirit. I love everything about her. She has tons of followers. Very, very well deserved. 6.51 million subs. Anyway, this is her channel. Y'all got to check it out. She does Murder Mystery Mondays. She's so cool. She talks about her anxiety and everything, like right before she gets on, she gets anxious, and I understand that because right before I get on sometimes I get anxious, and she's just real. She's just a real person, but I just love her. Bailey. Let me put this in here. Ooh. Here y'all go. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate y'all so very much. I love y'all. You know I do. But anyway, I hope y'all had a great night. Let me check Volt E-New chart really quick before I head out. Have y'all been watching it? Man, what happened? I don't think anything bad happened. I was expecting it to kind of settle. That was my original technical analysis that I had whenever Gate.io was supposed to hit that the first time. But we all know what happened. But we're doing all right. We broke that zero. Hopefully we stay around that area. There was a lot of buys, the whole green wall. People got stoked. They were super excited, and then they started selling. Some people took profits. Some people had to. Some people, didn't take profits. Some people, did take profits. And that's just the way the game goes. It's just the way it goes. Sometimes people need money. You can't be upset with them for that. Right? Yeah. All right. Follow me on Twitch. I was on Twitch tonight too. I was streaming on Twitch and YouTube. So that was pretty cool. That was really neat. That was my first time, I feel like, doing that. But if y'all have anything y'all want to let me know about, hit me up. I'll look it up and everything. AIs, Ghost. We didn't look up Ghost tonight, but except that Travis Scott stuff at the beginning. Twinsing, you gotta roll to the beginning. I started a little early. I thought I was gonna be on here for an hour. And it turned out to be an hour and a half. You guys are fun. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. Thank you very much for tuning in. I love y'all. I'm fixing to go eat my chimichanga that I have from earlier. And anyway, all right. I love y'all. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.